just like that, we're back inside the festival. This is the one and only Africa, live mixtures of the B Team DJs, and you're now tuned in to Carnival Radio for Inside the Festival Talk. Today, I have an artist coming out of the Bahamas. He's going to talk about his transition from hip hop to the indigenous rake and scrape sound. But before we get into that, TonAsh.
I'd go.
People who you are and where you come from.
TonAsh, the one and only, hailing from the Bahamas, recording artist.
So as I preface, you came from the hip hop scene. What was that light bulb moment where you realized you wanted to do the indigenous sound of Bahamian rake and scrape?
Let's see, because I started off doing rap. I was doing that for a very long time. And I think it was too, when you're younger, you would look at, because I wasn't really a fan of soca and rake and scrape when I was younger. Like when you're younger, you just look at stuff and be like, man, that ain't cool or whatever. Like they too happy. Like certain stuff like that. Like just be younger, just be a little silly. And you try so hard to be cool or to keep this demeanor. I think that's why I was more into hip hop at the time, because it just felt cooler. Especially when you see people like Jay-Z them and Fabulous them, 50 Cent them, and they just have like a cool demeanor about them. And I think as a kid, you just want to feel cool, you know what I mean? But as I grew and I guess expanded my taste in music more and just develop as a person too, because at the end of the day, it's plenty parts to us. It ain't just being cool, you know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff, silliness in us, or like we just have grounded down the right moments, like where we just a well-rounded human being. So as I grew, got more into soca and then got more into rake and scrape, I was able to accept that part of me. It wasn't so much just let me just be cool, let me stay cool, like, or that too expressive. So I just got in a space where I was able to appreciate it more. It started off with the rake and scrape, it started off with the soca part more. And I feel like it started off more with soca because from an artist's perspective, it was easier to do because I could find beats easier. Whereas with rake and scrape, you actually have to lock in with a producer and y'all gotta make something from scratch. So whereas like I could just go anywhere online, find rap beats, soca beats, like stuff like that. That's what got me into soca first, because it was easier production wise. Even when I started doing soca, I had people like Sweet Emily, who else? Can't remember right now, but Sweet Emily, for one, was telling me like getting closer, I need to start doing rake and scrape. So like even when she's hearing some of the soca stuff, she's like, you're almost there. Like just get to the rake and scrape now. You need to get there. Even Johnny Cake at one point, he's like, boy, you gotta start doing rake and scrape, you know what I mean? And shout out to Johnny Cake too, because he going crazy with what he's been doing so far. So within the last year, I started to explore the avenue, and that's how I got to this point now.
Rapping is about rhythm and poetry. Rake and scrape is about the saw, the drum, and the spirit. How did your skills as a rapper make you a better rake and scrape artist? Or do you think it has?
I feel like, I guess it depends too, because my favorite artists was people like Ludacris, Eminem, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, them Fabulous, Jadakiss. A lot of New York people then transition like Lil Wayne and Drake. And I feel like part of that is looking at people like those Jay-Z, Drake, Lil Wayne. People like, they know how to make music, you know what I mean? I think music, they have that, they have it figured out how to put together like a hit song in a sense. And then like, even when you go from that, let's say the soca with people like Montano, Marshall, them, you got, they know how to make music. I feel like it's just a certain formula they could just transfer in a sense. So I feel like just from watching them and studying them, and I was able to kind of understand the formula. I would just sound like I know it all whatever, but I feel like I could make music. So I had the foundation from rapping. I know how to actually put a song together versus the idea, how to rhyme. And I also was big on the metaphors and stuff like that. So I think it was kind of easy to transition because I was technically already doing it. And I did like a lot of melody-based music. So at that point, it's just getting on the right beat, just kind of doing the same, basically. So I don't think it was hard to do it. It was just, I had the opportunity, and it seems like it's making sense. So
you said you had the opportunity. How did that opportunity come about?
All right. Well, what happened went like even with Girl I Wanna. Just one day, just driving. And shout out to Shine, dude, because I was kind of cool with Shine. Shine was also one of the artists, basically trying to tell me I need to get on this rake and scrape for a little while now. So when I had the idea for Girl I Want, I just was driving and shouting and stuff like, Girl I Want, hold you like a cup of Henny, pick you like food sauce. And then I just had the beat in my head, and I said, you know what? Let me reach out to Shine. Let me try to put this beat together. That's kind of like the opportunity presents itself in the fact that I already knew who I could go to who could point me in the right direction. Because sometimes you don't even know who to go to or how to get things started. So the opportunity was there with actually knowing Shine and being able to reach out to him and him being able to give me some information and get things started. He was a part of the beat making process, him and Kyron, and they were the producers for Girl I Wanna. So from there, it was just easy.
When you first introduced Rake and Scrape to your portfolio, were you nervous about how your original hip hop fans or fan base would react? And what was the initial reception like?
I wasn't nervous because I feel like I experiment a lot with different music, not just hip hop, pop, R&B, almost anything. Because I feel like I'm more like an artist than a rapper or a hip hop artist. I just feel like I'm an artist because like however I feel, if I hear a nice beat and that beat could be jazz and I get an idea for it, I feel like I gotta try execute that idea on it as best I could and do something with it. So I think people who've been following me, they should understand I don't just stick to one thing. I didn't have people that was too surprised to know I was doing it, especially after I then went to soca. And like when I did Labongi, I think Labongi was the biggest one to really make people wake up and be like, wow, you really making some solid music. Like, how you getting soca lane doing something like that? I think that was more the surprise. So after the soca, I went into Reagan Street. I think it was no more surprise at that point.
It was just a natural progression, really.
Yeah.
Do you feel like because you started in hip hop, people kind of limit you or have different expectations of you?
I don't, Like I said, I've been doing hip hop now for a very long time. I feel like I've been making music for over 15 years, maybe. Probably a little more than that. It's been such a long time that I was doing hip hop and that I already started to transition. They don't have me in a box anymore. Like I already break that idea of what I am a very long time ago. I just feel like people they don't know what they expect from me, but at the same time, they could expect just some good music. And so they ain't no more box.
All right, so the box has been torn apart and recreated and reconfigured.
Over and over, long time ago, every day.
You bring a fresh energy to the genre.
Thank you.
How do you feel you balance keeping the traditional sound of Rake and Scrape while making radio ready for modern listeners?
How do I feel like I balance it? Number one, and I think this across all genres, to be honest. My main thing was, even though I started making music, or taking it seriously, I should say, a lot of people used to say, oh, Bahamians can't rap, Bahamians can't make no music, Bahamians could only do Rake and Scrape. That was the talk back then. So I felt like my mission at that point was, let me show them like Bahamians actually could make solid music. And I feel like I accomplished that from a long time ago. And it ain't just me, it's a lot of Bahamians. So I feel like I had to be a part of that movement to be like, boy, it's a lot of us out there that are making sense, making good music. A part of that too was me also doing my best to remain Bahamian. And that's how we talk, the way we say things, the dialect, the different things within our culture and stuff like that. Because that's ingrained in me. Moving it over into any genre, but then moving over into Rake and Scrape, it wasn't hard because I feel like that's already my identity too. I am Bahamian. So after I hook up with a producer who already know what they doing, Rake and Scrape wise, they already know what elements need to be in there. I think it's just a matter of just going at it. And I hate to use the word easy, but it just felt like it was easy, like it's natural.
So it's easy and it's natural. Do you think that as you move into this Rake and Scrape space, do you see yourself getting more shows, or what is the business aspect? Has it changed the landscape?
I definitely see myself getting more shows. Already have people, and it's so crazy, right? Girl I Wanna, since I dropped that, like on Apple Music, like that's one of my biggest songs stream wise. Like up to this day, it's still getting, it's almost like 500 plus streams a week. It's been consistent from a drop. Could be a little more, could be a little less or whatever throughout the days, but it's been consistent. And since that, people from Turks reach out to me in regards to coming over there. I already got some people over there hitting me up for shows. Also, it's also opened doors where I've reached out to certain sponsors there and they already heard the song and they like it and they like the idea of us working together. So it definitely has opened up some doors, and I'm looking forward to opening up more doors and dropping more good music too. So it is a good transition, I must say. And it's just the beginning.
So with this transition, have you noticed a change in the type of people showing up to your shows?
This is the next thing. Because Rake and Scrape is our market, and like I like to tell people to, with the rap or any other genre outside of Rake and Scrape, you gotta be willing to go into where the market is to really flourish with it. And I think I know something about me too. Like as much as I like rapping, I don't feel like I wanna go pursuing it. That's crazy it sounds. Like I don't wanna go outside of my hometown to pursue it. Wow. But that's where I would need to go to make it make sense. And I think that's just me personally. So when it came to Rake and Scrape, now it feels like I'm in the market in Rake and Scrape. So naturally, like I just feel better like doing the music here where I'm from. I'm being a part of what's going on here. Because honestly, like I wouldn't mind being a Bahamian legend down the road in our like when we look back in music in our country for Reagan Scrape or whatever. Yeah, that's just something I notice about myself because I don't even really like to travel like that. I must be honest. Like I'm so comfortable. I'm so comfortable in the one. I feel like the Bahamas better than anywhere else. If I go away, I only go away to shop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like some people like to go away and sightsee and stuff. I could sightsee through YouTube and stuff like that. So I just appreciate. I feel like I just appreciate home a lot, and I want to be a part of like what builds up our industry here, and to have people come here looking at us differently. Like I want to be a part of that.
So you're not necessarily interested in international shows. You're more so looking at the regatta and homecoming circuit and stuff like
Well,
that.
I wouldn't say that. See, that's a conundrum, right? I don't mind if someone reach out to me and say, "Hey, we want you to come all the way over here to London, or we want you to come in Cuba, wherever." You know what I mean? It's random places. I don't mind traveling to perform. I'd love that. But like to say, I gotta go New York and get a place to live and go to these places. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, but yeah, bring me out for a show. I love that. I don't mind the international fame or whatever, but like I say, for whatever reason, a part of me, that part where I know if I want to do rap, I gotta go into that market. I gotta live there. I gotta be that part. I don't know. I just don't know.
In your market, do you feel like your younger people or younger Bahamians are now embracing the music because of the landscape shift?
Definitely. And again, shout out to people like Johnny Gay, because Johnny Gay come from the hip hop background as well, right? And similar, I feel like a lot of younger people clinging to our sounds. Like they like Johnny Gay got Big Daddy. A lot of young people like that. Same name with Girl I Want. Like a lot of young people love that too, right? And I feel like that also changes the idea that by breaking scraping ain't just for the older generation or the old artists. Like it also opening the minds of the younger set. But get involved, y'all could be a part of this too. Let's build up what's going on.
Take us through the creation of a track. Does the beat in Rake and Scrape come first, or are you writing bars and then fitting them into the pocket of the ghost skim drum?
For Rake and Scrape, I usually just get an idea. And once I get the melody, I create the hook and I record the hook and I would send it to whoever I get to produce the song. In most cases, it's Skyron. He's a very solid young producer. So basically I get the idea. Once I build the hook and I get the melody, I record it, send it to him so he can know what I'm working with, and he would build the beat around that. And then when he finished with that, send back the beat and I'd fill in like the bridge, the verses, which is different from how I was using any other. Because like I say, with hip hop or pop or what is it, R&B, all those other genres, soca, I would usually find the beat first and then try find a melody or whatever or the idea to fit what's going on with the beat.
So in this essence, then the Rake and Scrape is more authentic.
Definitely from the ground up.
With Rake and Scrape now, I understand that the production aspect of it is more costly than other genre.
Fuck.
Is it worth the investment?
It's definitely worth the investment because of the market. Like I'm actually in the market. This is the market for Rake and Scrape. For instance, when I was doing more hip hop, I did my own shows and stuff at Bistro. I would try up something every couple months at Bistro. Even when I did video releases, I try up like a video release party because as a means to market myself, to introduce myself to people, and also to sell merchandise. Like I had to do a lot of the work, but because we in the market there, for example, you got regardless going on, homecomings going on, regardless of what I doing, but that's an opportunity already just being made by someone else. So all I gotta do is introduce myself, or if they already know me something, they reach out to me, whatever, I reach out to them. So it is a good investment because let's say it takes like $1,000 to make a song on the low end, $1,000 to make a song. I already have, like I say, I already in the market, already have certain events going on regardless. And if I get into that event, I basically get paid enough for that song. And that's just once. So now I get another show, and I get paid a couple times for that one song. Whereas with the hip hop, like I said, I had to do my own shows, I had to do the merch, different things. So there's a lot more overhead.
So this makes financial sense to be a Rake and Scrape artist.
Definitely. A Rake and Scrape artist here in the Bahamas.
Right.
I don't know how would it work in any other place, but you know what I mean?
Do you feel pressured to create? You know, in the past, we've had artists that drop a song every 15 to 10 years. And they travel throughout the regatta and homecoming circuit religiously. But now with the market changing and the introduction of digital media, do you feel pressure to actually keep creating so that you can stay fresh?
I don't know if that's the pressure. I feel like I have internal pressure because I always want to make something better than the last thing I made. And I love making music. If I'm not coming up with an idea, I already upset with myself. I putting the pressure on myself. I don't feel like it's external pressure, but it's more internal. Because every day I trying to find a new way to say something catchy to make it a hook to be like, all right, people can like that, people like that. Or I listening to my old stuff, what I think was my best, and I trying to make something better than that. Or sometimes I might hear someone come up with a great song, and I'd be like, mother sick, that body. That would then spur me to feel like, okay, now I need to make something better than that. I guess the pressure is there, but it's mostly internal because I competing with myself too a lot. And and again, like I say, I love to make music. So if I'm making music, I just kind of get depressed most of the time. I'd be like, when am I going to make some more music?
Well, we got your records here at Carnival Radio, and I was just blown. I was taken aback because I was like, "Wait, hold on! I didn't know you had all of this music in this particular pocket, and it all sounds good." I
Thank you.
mean, not to sound surprised, just watching the evolution of the Bahamian artists over the last, let's say, 10 years, the last 10 years,
Hmm.
right? And having known people from the hip hop space moving into this space and seeing their growth just in such a short amount of time, the amount of music that you have out rivals some of the other artists that have been out for years. And like I said, they're dropping records every 7, 10, and 15 years. And
Yeah.
you're just putting out boom, 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 boom. That was amazing. Like, that's amazing. I love the sound. I love what you're doing.
Appreciate that.
Have you started getting pitched from other markets to come and perform?
Yeah, like I say, already someone from Turks already, a couple of people from Turks already hit me up,
Well,
wanted
I'm
me to
talking
come
about
over this year.
the US markets where we have, like, the consulates and stuff like that are
Uh,
doing Bahamian festivals in the US.
Not yet, but trust me, I getting on that. I already looking into doing something with that. With that myself, like I say, sometimes I have to go out and find people just to introduce myself, and then when they introduce myself, a lot of them are shocked, surprised, and be like, "Oh, that's really good, yada yada yada." So I looking into that. Maybe someone might come. Maybe somebody else listening and they come looking for me, but I can get into that.
Gotcha. I want to talk about the business aspect of music
Mm,
because very often Bahamian artists don't come, like, they think that radio is the end all be all, right?
yeah,
And they're not thinking about royalties or licensing their music so that it can be used in different projects.
yeah,
Let's talk shop. How many local artists struggle with the business side? Is your catalog fully registered?
yeah.
And are
Got
you seeing those pennies per streams turn into royalties from platforms like Spotify and Apple Music?
Definitely, definitely. One of the first things, well, when I first started making music, I wasn't even buying the beats. I was just, I was just downloading them, throwing my voice over it. I wasn't getting stuff mixed and mastered. I wasn't going to the studio. I just was, like, I had my own little mic setup. Like, I think every artist probably the stage they go through. And you just record, you just want to know people, you just want people to know you making music. And you just want to hear your voice at one point. But eventually I realized, hey, there's something that could actually make sense. I could make money from this. I gotta do things right, or at least as right as I know based on whatever knowledge I get. Eventually I did open up with BMI, open up account with BMI so I could start registering my stuff, make sure I get my money from my mechanical royalties, radio royalties, all them different stuff. If I end up in a movie, sync royalties, stuff like that. I also use CD Baby. There's different distributors out there you could use, but I use CD Baby for whatever reason. I can't remember at this point because I know at one point when I was trying to figure out which one to use, I was going through them, and CD Baby at the time made sense for me. All of my music that I put out is done through CD Baby, and so they're on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all those stuff. Also got my BMI, like I say, to make sure I get all my other royalties, the mechanical stuff, and everything. So all that is covered, and that's something you got to make sure I do because you don't want to miss and make a hit, and next thing you look, you can't get no money from it, or someone come behind you, you don't copyright it, and they use your idea, and you can't even battle it. So it's good to know certain things and to make sure of yourself covered. And then, like you say, there's a business, you want to make money from this. You don't want to just do this for fun for the rest of your life. You're open to get some residuals, which is be nice. Because sometimes when you see that BMI check come through, it's be quite surprised. Or when you see the Spotify streams and the Apple Music streams and stuff like these are like places I don't even know, you know what I mean? But when you see them coming across your statement, be very interesting. YouTube as well to see how much money you're making from certain things. Now they could pay a little bit more on these streams, I must say, but everything adds up.
Let's talk about it because, like, I talk about this with American artists, but a lot of the artists don't have stuff registered, so they don't know that this money ain't real money.
Boy, trust me. Sometimes you see something there where you get like a couple thousand streams or whatever, and you get like maybe like $2 or something. It's
I
like,
just
bro,
about
what?
to say when that $2 check coming. You like, what the
Like
to get that
what?
shit and I
That's
can't even buy
crazy.
coffee with that.
They showing you that's crazy. 2,000 for about $2 or less. Or sometimes you see like because it's what some of them must be like per stream you get 0.000 half of 5 or
I
something.
think
It's just be some wild stuff sometimes.
1.2.
It's be some wild numbers. So I see why Kanye them be making noise and things sometimes. Because it's ridiculous. And that's also too why you gotta try find ways to monetize your stuff. That's why I don't know if you remember or you saw back in the day I had some shirts, there's 242 Roman numerals. Like that was merchandise. I like to find ways to get some merchandise off of myself. Like even with the song La Bungie, I had some shirts that I made with it that said, "Is your bungie big?" Ask me. There was some carnival shirts and stuff that I came up with. I like stuff like that.
I actually have. I think we have some photos of you in that in that shirt.
Is your bungie? Yep, and that's a party starter type shirt too. That's an icebreaker. Like plenty times they walk around just random girls just asking me, "Is it big?" You know what I mean? So I like good ideas and stuff like that. And like I said, people like the shirt as well. So you're selling it. That and the 242 shirts. I still have people to this day ask me about the 242 shirts. So it's different ways to make money. It don't necessarily just have to be from the streams, but all of it could still come from the music. Because you find people like your song, you could find a way, put the lyrics on the shirt, put the cover art on the shirt. And a lot of times I realize people, you might even know they listen to their music or whatever, or maybe they might not buy the music, but they'll buy your shirt. They'll buy a couple of shirts. They might buy like I even had some watches at one point. Like they were cheaply made, but it's just me trying to get into the market, like seeing what else I could make. So, and even some people was buying them. Like they were, like I said, it wasn't the best quality watches, but people still respected the idea and they was like down to support it. So it's different ways to make money from your music.
What kind of inspired that, or did that entrepreneur spirit come from the urban hip hop space?
You mean inspired how I like to do
Yeah, the way you
business?
market and stuff, because like that was
Uh,
definitely the Rockefeller thing. That was definitely we wasn't doing that until Fat Farm and Def Jam or Rockefeller and Rockaware came around.
Facts. Overall, I think I'm just a big thinker, and I like to sit down and think a lot of things through. And like a symbol is just looking at people repeating lyrics to me, whatever. Like that'll get my mind thinking, like, hey, maybe they want that on a shirt. Maybe they want, you know what I mean? Maybe they want support it like that. I also feel like being an artist, you are the business, so you gotta find ways to make yourself make sense. Can't I know people like to say people don't support this or they don't support, for example, Bahamians. A lot of Bahamian artists, usually in the hip hop space, like they say Bahamians don't support Bahamian or whatever. But I don't think that's true because I already have experience where, like I said, I did my own shows and I wasn't expecting people to come through, but I still went there, did my own shows, reach out to people individually through Facebook, social media, wherever, put out flyers, radio stations, let them know, whatever. And people was coming through, you know what I mean? So that showed me people do support something. If you have something for them to support, and they gotta see you taking it serious. And you can't be scared to be shamed. Like I feel like a lot of Bahamian artists, they get shamed too easy. Like they don't even want no one comment on their song and say they don't like it. I understand that because when you put out something, you don't want no one talking bad, but what you put your heart into, especially when you don't think that's the greatest thing in the world, that could hurt. But I also understand that people ain't gonna like everything, so you just gotta focus on who actually liking what you're doing. And I just, like I said, I don't put the blame on no one else except me. So if I feel like I'm making enough money from music, I just start to think of ways how I can make money from the music. That's just me personally. And then again, I also like marketing. Like I like numbers and stuff like that. So personally, I just into that.
So, do you currently treat music as your full time 9 to 5, or do you maintain a day job to keep the creative engine funded?
Yeah, I have to have a day job for right now, but I hoping that can change maybe within the next 2 years. Hope you never know. Because like I said, I like to make music and I always travel for music. So I have like 2 songs I working on. Well, one song already finished. I'm waiting for it to mix and master. I already have another song that I already did the chorus, the verses, the bridge, everything. And I already recorded the vocals and I sent it already to get the beat built around it. I can be making music regardless, but I put no plenty music and hopefully it gets to the point where I put enough music where I could just make the right living off of it. So that's my goal. So hopefully maybe within 2 years. Because like I said, I just started Rake Straight last year. I think I have like 6 songs out already.
Amazing. I must say, I have to applaud you. That you have so much music in such a short time. I didn't even realize it was just last year. I think we came across you sometime in maybe November or something, and I saw that you had a Rake and Scrape record out. Again, some new stuff came out, and I was like, oh, how? No, I'm not getting this. And I have I have Bahamian DJs throughout the U.S. that I know for sure they don't have it like this. And I love to play new Bahamian music. I tell you that.
Oh yeah, and I
Niggas
definitely
be in the
appreciate
party
that.
like, where you get that from?
Mm.
And I'm about to pull up on Atlanta Carnival with a
Nice.
whole caseload of freaking TonAsh tomatoes.
Nice,
Like, oh,
nice. Definitely appreciate that.
but
Seriously.
how are you distributing to DJs? Because there is a growing number of Bahamian DJs US based now.
All right. Again, everything is networking. From my run to you when I know you was a DJ, I got asked you for your the information, like how to get your email, how to send you stuff, whatever. So right now, I have a list of DJ stations that I have, and I just keep trying to add to it. So like how I just got your information, like I got add you to that list now forever. So every time I send out new music, you'll be getting that.
So really and truly, there's no structure. There's no structure like a Bahamian record pool for rake and scrape artists to send their stuff to and know that they're going to be distributed to XYZ amount of platforms throughout the US, throughout the world, I should say.
Not that I'm aware of. Based on what my experience, like I say, everything is just networking. And sometimes I my dogs on they give me some knowledge. And if they happen to say, hey, send this person, they usually send it out or whatever, it's this DJ pool. Like that's how I would come across it. But I haven't come across this yet. So it's just personal. Hey, I know you. You send that, send that, send that.
Sounds like an opportunity.
Definitely.
So after having experiences, you said you've been doing music for now about 15 years.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you. Now, once upon a time, I know myself in reality, we used to do the Fat Saturday cipher.
Mm.
Ever done the cipher? If so, what was the value point in that?
Did I do a cypher? That might have been so long ago. I can't remember. I feel like I did do something for 100 jams at one point. I'm not sure if that was that. It probably was because I think it was with reality. What is it? Like I say, it's been so long, I just can't remember. But I know for one thing, that reminds me to, I can't remember what station it was, but I know I used to like listen to the Fat Saturday Cyphers. I just feel like that always used to be inspirational. Like when I heard the artists too, and I used to be like, hold on now, that boy is a little hard now. Let me go. And I feel like I could do better than that. Let me go try to do something. You know what I mean? Like I like the competitiveness it brings out of me and the inspiration it brings me. It was also another station. That was, I think C Note was there where you used to have people calling in and freestyling. Like I used to like that stuff too. Like I remember doing that as well. And I feel like those type of opportunities, it's a form of marketing. You know what I mean? You need your content. So it's always good to get into other people's ears too. Because a lot of the artists I find can't really make a song, but they might be able to rap, they be able to do some sort of stuff. So that's a good opportunity for them to at least get onto stations where they mightn't be able to get a song out, but they can still get the word out that hey, I exist and this is something you might like. So look me up after this if you like it. So it is a good opportunity for artists.
So it's saying that if there's a young rapper in Nassau right now or in throughout the Bahamas, the 700 islands, what would be or what would you tell them when speaking about embracing their roots as opposed to chasing foreign trends?
But I feel like that's our superpower, to be honest. Especially how I always hear people talking about, the Bahamian dialect don't sound good in rap or no other genres. The Bahamian accent don't work for this. I think that's a lie. I just feel like maybe they haven't heard someone use it the way they need to use it as yet. But I know I hear plenty of Bahamians who sound friggin' great. And I just feel like it's up to us to just embrace it and make it the trend. Because you got Trini artists, you got Jamaican artists, they don't change their accent for nothing. And they worldwide. You got the song coming to mind now, it's the one with Cardi B and I can't remember who was on it, but it was a Spanish speaking person on the song. And literally the whole song pretty much in Spanish. And we playing it in the Bahamas. So when they have people talking about Bahamian accent can't work and this and that, it's like, come on, bro. We listened to an entire Spanish track in the Bahamas. What is like a top 10 song in the world at that time, probably. We don't even know the words. We just know it's all good. And you telling me we can't use our Bahamian accent to make something would sound good? Like, I just don't believe that. And like I said, I've heard Bahamian artists that sound really good. I remember, I think the first Bahamian artist I heard using the accent was a rapper named G-Dop. When I first heard him, like, he was holding on to his accent, speaking just so he is talk. When I hear that, it's like, but that's so smooth and cool. Like, how you even do that? That blew my mind. Because even when I first started, I guess because I listened to so much American music, just saying certain things, I had to Like when I talking, I can talk like a Bahamian, like normal. But when I rapping, it's just be like a certain click is coming. You say certain things, like how they would say it, and I had to force myself for that as well. So there's a practice. Maybe if you've been listening to certain things for too long, whatever.
Right.
For example, like as simple as saying hot. Like when I say hot, when I was rapping back then, it'd be like hot. It hot. What the heck is hot? That don't make no sense. Like Bahamians don't say hot. We say it hot. Or like as simple as saying stuff like I got this. Like we don't say I got this. It feels more American like when they say I got this.
Right.
I don't know. So it's like even like simple little things. Saying it like how we say it's just give it that little bit of fire. That I like. So I tell the young artists, but stay as Bahamian as you can, but because that's who you are. People make it the trend, man. You could do something. You might have cracking the code where all the other Bahamians be like, oh, that's what we have to say. We have to do it. Like I feel like it's a challenge because people feel like Bahamians can't do it. Like embrace that challenge. You could be the one if it ain't already ones and other people are there that you think, but you might be the one that just lead everyone to the promised land. So be Bahamian, stick to your roots, man.
Now, I talked about DJs, and I want to get back on that because in the urban community or in hip hop, initially, the DJs, and I think it's across the board because when you look at dance hall, the DJs broke the artist.
Yeah.
Do you find now, currently, in this current space, do you find that DJs are reluctant to play Bahamian indigenous music?
I can only speak from experience again. I feel like I try to remember exactly. If someone I know I have certain DJs come up to me every now and then, like new DJs I never ever and they tell me they've been playing my music, this and that. And I know the music getting played, like I say, from my experience. So I don't feel like they're against playing Bahamian music. I don't know, that's just the best answer I ever heard, just from my experience.
Okay, so are you hearing it? Are you hearing Bahamian music in big settings or big festivals and events? And I shouldn't say festivals, but like concerts and events or parties. Are you hearing Bahamian music?
I go to clubs, parties, and then they definitely play Bahamian music. I mean, it's usually like a section. They don't usually blend it in with other stuff that much, but you know, they'll have that Bahamian section where they playing all the Boatman, Stagger Lee. They might play my song if they see me, you know, they playing the song, playing stuff from Johnny Cake Shine. Them like they do have sections where they start playing Bahamian. I think I can't remember before I got more involved in soca ring straight type stuff, like if they was playing it like that. But I know recently I can say yeah, they actually playing Bahamian music. Yeah, and then I don't really go to much concerts unless I get invited to perform. So because I don't really like crowds, so I can't really say.
What?
Yeah, I ain't a big fan of being jam up.
Artists and you don't like
Let's put it. I don't like being in the crowd, like jam up. Let me put it like that. If I have space and I can muggle them, you know, like cool. But like if it's overcrowded, like I don't know. And then parking and all kind of stuff like that. Oh man, it's a lot of work.
You can't be bumping into people inside the crowd. You don't like that.
Indeed.
Feel the other person's sweat on your arm and you're like, what the fuck?
Exactly. I gotta have some nice space around me to get some breeze in there. You know what I mean? Be able to wiggle my arms.
Understood. All right. So you don't go to too many concerts and festivals.
No.
So the big season is coming up. The summer is coming up. We're getting ready for summer festival season. What do you have planned for the summer? What are some places that people can see you, or do you have any of your own specialty shows that you're putting together? Seeing that you do your own shows.
All right. Now the thing is, like, because we in this market, like, it's less pressure on me to actually do my own shows. Not that I'm against doing my own shows, because I already had someone reach out to me and like put an idea in my head that I have enough music now that I could actually do a Reagan script show and probably add a couple of artists or whatever. So that's an idea in my head floating. I haven't begun to really plan on it yet, but it is a good idea. But I also have some stuff coming up. I think it's the 16th. Yeah, whatever next week's idea is, I believe that's the 16th. That's when I read 100 jumps. And I think May 29th is when I'm going to be doing something for Vibes. And what's next month? April, May, June. June, I may be in Turks next month. Like I say, because some people reach out to me. So hopefully that goes through. I'll be in Turks. Also, still a lot of people hitting me up from different family islands for different things. So just stay tuned and you'll be seeing as I post something like, hey, I'll be heading there. I'll be headed there. Wherever.
With that being said, tell everybody where they can find you. Do you have a website? Like, we want to know more about TonAsh and how we can connect with him.
Well, you know, there's TonAsh, and that's TONASH. That's one word. A lot of people like to break it up or hyphenate it. It's just one word. That's my artist name. People go on the Facebook and they see where that was the first name Ton, last name Ash, and they just assume that's what it is. But that's only because Facebook needed me to have a first name and last name at the time. So it's TonAsh. Wherever you look, YouTube, Facebook, IG, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music. Check if you're getting some iTunes, Apple Music, kind of the same. Basically, anywhere you would go to find music or download and stream or watch videos or whatever, Google TONASH. I used to have a website at one point, but that was plenty work trying to keep it updated and trying to figure out new content, like just to keep it fresh. That's another thing. I'm a one man army, so people who have a team, like stuff like that would be easier to do. But yeah, certain things I just have to put to the side. TonAsh, TONASH. Find me anywhere. Just Google.
You know what? I kind of fell back and I'm thinking about it. I didn't ask you your inspiration behind music.
My
Just
answer.
the inspiration behind music. Not hip hop, not rake and scrape, just music in itself.
I just feel like music is one of the best ways I could express how I feel. It's one of the best ways I could feel alive. Like music does make me happy. I guess being able to connect with people or seeing them connect to you through your music, it makes life funner. Makes more sense because sometimes life don't even make no sense in itself. So it just feels good to have music. Like I said, to express myself, to connect to other people. Yeah, I'll just keep going. Like I just like that feeling, man. Like I like to say, thank God for music because without music, I don't know what else I'd be doing. I don't know what else I would find to put me out of depression when I down there sometimes or just to get the mood right, man. So inspiration, I just like to make music. And I also like people, like I say, it goes back to, I guess, to, I like people to know that Bahamians can make great music. Cool to be Bahamian, but like to other artists, like just be yourself.
I love that. It's cool to be Bahamian, and that's a note that we're going to end on. You guys make sure you continue to stay tuned. This is Inside the Festival Talk, and we're speaking with Ton Ash.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
more details and information, again, Ton Ash, give them your Instagram and your give them your Instagram handle so that we can have people follow you.
All right. On IG is King TA242. TikTok, like I say, TonAsh. Facebook, TonAsh. YouTube, TonAsh. But yeah, easy to find.
Until next week, thank you for getting inside the festival.
And thank you again for having me.